Hey guys, welcome to Not So Random Chat, the nighttime live stream where we talk about whatever we want to. So, settle in and grab your libation. It could be your wine or tea or coffee or whatever you want to drink. And let's just sit back and chill. I'll be with you in a moment. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, so am I. So let's get into it. Here I come. Hola! On the west side. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday. All right, let me get myself together and get on screen for you guys. 1 second. Hey, Angel. Hey, everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe to my replay room. Thank you for hitting that button and watching the replay. So, let me go share myself up. You know, I just know how it is. I do like how they changed in the app when you press that like button on people, the thumbs up changes colors before it goes back to black. I think that's really cool. I'm a nerd, so of course I think that's cool. Anyway, let me share this out on my community tab. Hey, y'all. If you're up, come through. All right. So, it has been a few days since the slap that could be heard around the world. And, you know, although people are thinking about that, the Oscars was actually a historic event for Black men in a positive way. And I think we need to talk about that for just a second. Will Smith was not the only Black man to get an Oscar on Sunday night. What many people don't know is that off air, Samuel L. Jackson got his first Oscar as well, as did Questlove, which was the Oscar that was up at the time of the slap around the world for Best Documentary. country for Summer of Soul. So there were 3 black men that got an Oscar on Sunday night. And this is a big switch from the prior Oscars that Chris Rock was the host at in 2016, when there was very little black representation. Then we come to the 2022 Oscars, where there's a black man who is in charge of the show. He makes sure that there are a lot of black people in behind the scene roles. He had a number of blacks that were presenters. And then 3 black men, including Will Smith, won an Oscar, all for the first time. But the only thing that people are able to speak about in regards to that night is the unfortunate incident that happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock. Now, I still stand on my stance that the joke was insensitive. That Chris Rock is swearing that, not really swearing, but he's claiming that he had no idea that Jada Pinkett Smith has alopecia. That's what he's saying. And during the last couple of days, there's been a lot of stuff going on in regards to this. Chris Rock's ticket sales for his concert tour, for his comedy tour, have skyrocketed. He's sold more tickets, and the tickets have gone from $40 tickets to $400 tickets. So it sounds like right now Chris is making money, going to be making some money. And then additionally, we hear that now he's going to have a security team with him, at least for his first concert. So that's important, because that means that he's afraid somebody else may walk up on him. Now, I found out something interesting about Chris that I did not know. But apparently, Chris Rock is on the spectrum. Hey, Blind Nito. Chris Rock is on the spectrum. He was tested for Asperger's, and when they did the testing with him, and I believe this was when he was, I don't think this was now, I believe this is something that was done when he was younger. And they said that he had non-verbal something syndrome. And but it's part of the spectrum. What happens when someone has this particular syndrome that they said he has? They are not able to pick up on non-verbal communications. Kind of like people on the spectrum. And what I mean is that they can't tell by the emotions on a person's face that they're angry, or that they're happy. And so they're saying this may be part of the reason why he didn't realize that Will was angry when he came up there and clocked him. Now, that's not an excuse for the judge. But
may explain why he reacted the way he reacted, and appeared to be caught completely off guard because he didn't really understand. And I know one of the things that they said is that like 90% of communication is nonverbal. That means that only 10% of the communications that we do is verbal communications, as far as our emotions, our feelings, which is, that's interesting. And that also is probably why it is so difficult for people who are on the autism spectrum, ASD spectrum, if they're on that spectrum, that many of them have difficulty understanding facial expressions in regards to how emotion. So I could see if he had that it would make it difficult for him. He apparently goes to therapy like 7 hours a week now to help him with this. And he said that it is one of the reasons why he had difficulty in his relationships. One of the reasons, why he self-destructed a 20-year marriage. Because he used to think that when people would, say things to him, he thought it was because of how they thought he was, versus it was him that was really the problem. Now, I'm not on the poor Chris bus by any means, okay? But that kind of explains why he didn't immediately realize the insensitivity of the joke. Because here's the thing. What if, Jada had, was a cancer survivor, and had been going through chemo. That's why, I'm just saying, even if Chris did not know about the alopecia, having known Jada for the time frame that he had known her, it should have occurred to him that she wasn't trying to make a fashion statement by having a bald head. Whether he's, followed her social media or not. I'm just saying, in regards to that. But, as I said on Monday, I understand why Will did what he did, because he was definitely in his emotions about how he saw how that particular joke hurt Jada. But yeah, it probably would have been something that he handled in private. It is what it is, and I guess, in his head at that moment, he didn't give a F. Like I said, he didn't care about the Oscar that he was nominated for. He didn't care about nothing else. All he saw was his wife's hurt. And yeah, we can talk about, the August Alsina thing and all of that happened a few years ago. And Everybody's wondering why he didn't react to it and why he didn't go beat down August Alsina and all of that stuff. Me and my man were having a discussion about that. But what I reminded him of is, like God, they had some type of open relationship. And although this was coming to our attention at that particular moment, he knew about it. It had happened several years earlier. And on top of that, we know that he has had side chicks on her, several. But I know how everybody wants to make Jada a freaking scapegoat in this entire situation. Everybody wants to make her the scapegoat. But I don't think that's fair. Number one, he was the one who was the butt of this particular joke. And I don't think that what Will did was the right way to react. But it is a way to react. It is a way to react. Let me see what you guys are saying, because I know I'm just rambling. Oh, you got a new adopted little brother. On the spectrum, he just turned 2. Hey, Patricia, pancakes. So, I thought that was an interesting thing about Chris Brown, but Chris Rock, but that was definitely a Freudian slip. But that what they diagnosed him with is one of those gray areas that they wouldn't have put within autism, just like what I think it's only recently that they stopped making Asperger's a separate category when it actually is just, it's part of the spectrum, and I know that most Aspies want to separate themselves from other people with autism, because yes, they have some things that are quirks to them that are not necessarily within the other parts of autism. But many people with Asperger's also have the exact same delay in speech. They also have the same aversions to direct eye contact. They have many of the same things that go on with people who are considered autistic. Temple Grandin is someone who they consider Asperger's. You know why? She has a PhD in agriculture. But she didn't talk until she was 4. And my son with autism, although he had lost some of his speech, he was speaking before he was 4. And Temple Grandin herself does not say she has Asperger's. She says she has autism. So I think that has to do with, just with how the world wants to limit autism. They just do. But you can't put it on. People on the spectrum are some of the most intelligent people in the world. So, if Chris Rock has what they call non-verbal communications syndrome, which means he doesn't understand non-verbal communications as far as emotions, which is a classic thing that people on the spectrum have an issue with. My son has it. when people are crying, he doesn't always understand that it's because they're sad. And they, if they have a sad face, he doesn't understand he doesn't always understand that. He also doesn't always understand when someone is angry. Like many times when, I'm angry with him, I have to tell him, I'm angry with you. Like mom is angry with you, because he can't necessarily tell by my facial expression. So I believe, this is something that's common among people with autism. And I also think that there are a lot of people who are not classified with autism that have issues with understanding, people's emotions by their facial expressions. I don't think that that's something that is just with people on the spectrum. Now, we're waiting to see what the fallout is for Will Smith in regards to the assault. The Oscars board started meetings today. A lot of people are thinking that he's going to have his Oscar taken away from him. But I don't think that that's going to happen. And let me tell you why. They didn't take the Oscars away from the Pedialyte and person who has put their hands on women and helped this whole Me Too movement, Mr. Weinstein, or another known person who did something outrageous. They didn't take away any Oscars from Mr. Roman Polanski, the Pedialyte. Okay? I don't think that he's going to get expelled from the Academy, but I do think that they are going to take some action. He may have a suspension. He may not be able to come to the Oscars next year. Even though he, as the winner of the Oscar this year, would be a presenter at next year's Oscars. But I think, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But hey, Coach and Malik. Hey, Miss Pamela. But I don't think that he's going to. I don't think he's going to lose the Oscar. But I do think that there's going to be some consequences. I think that he's going to have to deal with some sanctions. He's probably going to have to deal with some fines, and he's probably going to not be able to go to certain events for a couple of years. I don't think he's going to be banned for life or anything like that. I don't think he's going to get exposed. I just don't. A lot of people see so many people, melanated people, are so worried and thinking that this is going to affect how we melanated people look to, people who are not melanated. I think that this is going to have an impact, but not the impact that a lot of you guys think it's going to have. I think that, he doesn't have this, good guy image that he's built up to have. I think he still has it, but I think that now people know that his hot button is his wife. Yeah, and people are blaming it on what happened a few years ago. I don't think so. This is just my personal opinion. Even though, like I said, we heard about it. I think that they were past it when we heard about it, when it was brought to us, because of how their relationship was during that time. It's not for us to tell him how he should have reacted to that. And it sounds, and this is just how it sounds to me, from that when they had the Red Table Talk, that was paying Will back for some ish that he had done. Oh, you guys drinking strawberry lemonade. Lemonade with some strawberries cut up in it. So it's strawberry lemonade in my mind. But this has just been an unfortunate and crazy time. But as I said at the beginning, this one event overshadowed the fact that this truly was a historic night at the Oscars. The show was headed by an African American. There were many African Americans who worked behind the scenes. We had multiple Black presenters, and 3 Black men won an Oscar for the first time. Samuel L. Jackson, which was done off camera. Shame on them. Questlove and Will Smith. Questlove won it for Summer of Soul. And if you have not seen Summer of Soul, go find it. I believe it's on Netflix. Great. It was the summer of 68. Actually, it wasn't. It was Summer of Soul, but it was in April. Because during that concert, Dr. Martin Luther King, was murdered during the weekend that they had. But, the funny thing is that normally a lot of people don't watch the Oscars, but the Oscars got a lot more looks, but for the wrong reason. I'm gonna tell y'all, I had forgot about the Oscars. But then I remembered, I thought, yeah, the Oscars are good. Turns it on. Unfortunate. Meanwhile, in us normal people's lives, not Hollywood's lives, because we're looking at crazy freaking gas prices. Gas prices are about to hit freaking $7 in California. $7. $7. Now, I'm going to blame 2 people for the reason why our gas prices are so effing high. $45 is to blame because of the dealings that he had with Russia. Because we weren't getting a bunch of oil from them before. 46 is to blame because now we have an issue with a country that we shouldn't be getting freaking oil from. So they're about to tap into all that effing oil that we have. The oil that comes from Alaska and it comes from Texas and California and off the coast of California and in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, all that oil right around this effing country. Yeah, that part. They're going to start to push some of that out to bring the effing gas prices down. We just came out of a freaking world lockdown. Many people are just now getting, back to work. And then on top of that, the price of housing in the state of California is one of the highest in the country. We're not by ourselves. We're not by ourselves with that. But it's one of the highest in the country. You got California, you got New York, and my hometown, good old Washington, D.C. is on the list too. Wasn't like that when I left D.C. But you know why I wasn't like that when I left D.C.? Because when I left Washington, D.C., most of the people that lived and owned the property in D.C. looked like me. Now, about 50% of the people in the city do not look like me. Now, I will say that we started moving out of the city in the 70s. We gradually moved out of the city because we could get more for our money in the suburbs. Plus, the taxes were cheaper in Maryland and Virginia. Maryland is 5%, Virginia is 4%, DC is 6%. And that makes a big deal when you're buying a house. Makes a big deal. So, my parents moved out of the city too. We moved from the inner city of Washington, D.C., Northeast D.C., close to Arcade Stadium. I could literally walk around the corner from my house up to East Capitol Street and I could see the stadium. But we moved from there, we moved to Maryland. And by the time when my parents moved to Maryland in the mid-70s, Southern Maryland was still the place of people potentially having a crossbird on their lawn. And that was still happening in Southern Maryland, right outside of D.C., up into the 80s. But in the 80s, as the 80s progressed, the area that my parents moved to when we moved there in the mid-70s, there were only a couple of Black families on our street. And around the corner, there were only a couple of Black families. I mean, maybe 10 in the whole neighborhood, okay? Of my street and the main street. And then by the 80s, they had built a complete whole housing tract that was walking distance from where I was where we live, and nothing but us moved in there. So yeah, now Washington D.C. is not as much of a chocolate city as it was when I grew up. It also is not the murder capital of the country either, because that's what it was when I left and came to the West Coast, and it stayed that way for a few years after. But you guys just Biden is going to stop funding charter schools. We don't need no more. I mean, okay, you see how nice I can be about this. Coming out of what we've just been through as a global community, that's not a good idea, especially because there are many, from what I understand, in the Ukraine who have 1930s like German beliefs and ideals. And I'm saying it exactly the way I'm saying it so that I can keep this a monetized video. But y'all know what was going on in the 30s and 40s in Germany. The thinking, that is what I'm talking about. Many of those people left there and went and moved other places. Which probably explains why the students from the African nations were treated so horribly. Explains it to me, at least. I'm just gonna trying to see how long I've been. Can't take, because I'll just be rambling, y'all. Y'all know I'll just be rambling, y'all. But yeah, the gas prices are like so ridiculous to you guys. I can't even believe that they're almost $7. I thank God that I work from home. But my man don't work from home. But the area that he works in, parking is horrible. So he takes the truck. It's fast, But they got to do something about this, and supposedly they're trying to give a $400 relief to us folks in California, but you have to file your taxes. And if you don't file taxes, I don't know how you're going to get it. And I know there are people who don't file taxes, like my son doesn't file taxes. He also doesn't have a driver's license and he doesn't drive a car. It really should be based on DMV registry. That's what I would say. Because if a car is registered with the DMV currently, then that's probably a car that's being driven. And, especially those of us who have older cars. Like, for me, the last time I put gas in my car, last week, I was able to get a fourth of a tank for $25. I promise you I can't get a fourth of a tank for $25, which meant I could have gotten a half a tank for $50, somewhere between 40 and $50, which means if it's up to $7, it's going to be about $60 to $70 to get a half a tank of gas. And I'm not doing that, especially when. Here's my driving. This is where I drive. I drive to go get me some coffee. I drive to go to my P.O. box. I'll drive to the store when I don't get it on Amazon. I walk to church because my church is literally a block from here. It'll cost more gas to drive over there when it's a block away. You know, and I could probably walk, you know, just means that I'm not going to be wearing no stilettos to go to church. If I decide that I'm going to wear the stilettos, then I'll drive. Because we're not walking over there. No, not no 6-inch stilettos. We can't do it. We can't do it. Speaking of stilettos, y'all, I don't know about the other ladies in the chat, but I haven't put on like my heels that weren't wedges since before 2020. Matter of fact, 2020 was the last time. Except for when, no, I take that back. I did wear some when I went to the all-white party. But those were like some strappies. They didn't hurt. But like I gotta look through the ones and see if I can put some of them up on one of those websites. See if I can sell them. And you know, most of these shoes that I'm going to be giving away, I'm like, we don't give away our designer shoes. We're keeping those. Right? But the Jimmy Choos, I don't care if I never wear those Jimmy Choos again. I'm keeping those freaking things. They're not going nowhere. But you know what? I think I have some Steve Maddens with the clunky heels. Maybe I'll put them in there. Like I have some clunky heel Steve boots. They're like the, what do you call them? What do they call it when you have the open toe boot? I can't remember. But anyway, it's open toe boots and they're Steve Maddens. I have literally worn those boots 2 times. It's time to spring clean, y'all. I think I might, you know, that's a couple of my videos. Because, you know, I want to bring more of my lifestyle to it. As you guys notice, I've changed the branding for the channel. It is autism life, but it's also lifestyle. Yeah. You know, I have a very unique style. Bohemian, you know, eclectic. But, you know, when it comes to clothes, thanks to my days, it's still having pretty much the same size, but I'm actually bigger than most models. Even though I know y'all think I'm skinny as all get out, I'm bigger than most freaking models. I'm not a size 4. I'm not a size 2. None of those things, you know. But I still can, you know, wear anything, you know. So I have expensive items and I have less expensive items. But yeah, I think it's time to go through the closet and figure out some stuff that we don't need. It's different being here in California than it was back east, because the way it was for me back home is that what we did in the spring is we took all of the winter clothes out of the closets, out of the drawers, and then we had trunks with mothballs. We folded up all the clothes and we put them in there. And then we also had, like, for the stuff that needed to be hung, we had the racks with those clothes. And this was all like in our basement, and we had a room where we put all, and that was where the clothes would go. And then all of the spring and summer stuff would come out. I've never done that as an adult in California. That was something, my mom had us do every year, and I don't know why I've never done that here as an adult. But I need to start doing that. That's the reason why. One of the reasons why it's like why clothes don't all fit in the closet, because they're not supposed to all be in the closet at one time. That's why I never had problems growing up with the clothes not fitting in the closet, because only the clothes that were for that season were in the closet, were in the drawers. So I got to work on that. But one of the ideas for the lifestyle part is that I'm gonna go through my makeup drawer and kind of, show you what kind of stuff that I wear when I do put on makeup. Even though I don't have it on most of the time, do I really need makeup? Do I really need it? But I do wear makeup to accentuate features. And, but the main thing that I wear is like eyeshadows. I'm not really, putting on foundations and all those concealers. And I have them, but I've got very clear skin for a woman in her late 50s. I don't have no wrinkles. So I don't have no wrinkles I need to cover up. I don't have any worry lines up here. I don't have laugh lines because I have dimples. So the dimples, they kind of take that pressure off of the mouth. We're gonna, and even my mom, rest her soul, who died in her 70s, she didn't have no wrinkles when she died. She had a little few crinkles around her eye, but I'm not going to get those. My dad doesn't really have much wrinkles, and he's in his 80s. I'm going to go through my, what I do wear, lashes and, the eyeshadows and, and my skincare routine, the products I actually do use on my skin, which is, the cleansing bar. I used to, remember when I was a kid, I used to use Noxzema, but I hate the smell of Noxzema, even though Noxzema really doesn't work. But because I don't use a whole bunch of makeup, and I don't have any, I blessed that I did not have, not one of those kids that had, oily skin as a teenager. I pretty much had normal skin. I think I had a little T-zone, the nose and the forehead during my teen years, but I didn't get a whole bunch of sun. Drank a lot of water, didn't eat a lot of food. So yeah, and I'm just rambling, y'all. Hey TC, good morning. So, I'm gonna bring a little of, the girly stuff that I still do. I gotta think, some of us seniors do stuff, but I'm just not. I don't put pounds of makeup on my face. I tell you when I did put, I would wear makeup was when I was in my 20s. And right before I turned 21, I was trying to get in clubs and didn't want to get carded. So between 18 and 21, I really wore makeup whenever I was going out so that I wouldn't get carded to go into the clubs. And in my 20s, so I wouldn't get carded going to the clubs. So I would wear makeup. But, when I look at the pictures of myself, I'm like, girl, you just look like a little girl who had piled a bunch of makeup on her face. And I still didn't wear a lot of makeup then. Then I would put, I still was just like a little blush. Really, I have always liked the bright eye color, shadows and stuff. So I would put, the bright eyeshadows on. And then, now I wear a darker lip, but I used to always have a pink purple lip, like pink. Now it's more purple, but I used to wear it was this color pink that I just love. If I find it, I probably will add it back to my collection because I like the pop between the pink and the purple. I wear red every once in a while. The girl has to have a red. That's just some of the stuff that, that's going to be coming up that's, not so autism, but more lifestyle. It's going to be coming up, for y'all. Just kind of see the lifestyle. I don't know. The atypical, I'll call myself the atypical senior. I'm an atypical senior, I think even when I am officially of the full senior age, We're back. I don't know what happened, y'all. I think, what happened? I think it's because I'm wireless. Bring it up. Because the router, y'all can't see it, but I'm in the same room. I'm usually, you guys know that when I'm on the laptop studio, I'm Etherneted in because I'm further away. Because I know we tried that a couple of times, wireless, and it just we weren't having fun anyway. So we just went and got a long cord that could come from here, go through several, tapings and staples into the office. But yeah, we're going to be doing some things. I mean, I've done a couple of things. Every once in a while, I'll, throw some, wardrobe, some hauls and stuff in there. But I think I should be doing more of those. Even, organizing my closet. That's one of the things I'm getting ready to do. Maybe I'll make that into a nice little walk-in closet now. It'll probably look bigger to you guys in the video than it actually is. But it's a nice, and most of it is mine. My guy has a whole wall, has one wall, but the rest of it's mine. But yeah, so I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Son, are you gonna come here and say goodbye? Because see, I'm not gonna have I'm just not gonna have it. Come on over here. Say Say howdy. Say howdy and goodbye. Say goodbye. All right. Yeah, they see you. They hear you. Yeah, they hear you. All right. See ya. Yeah. He would have a cow. Did not get on here. Oh, before I get ready to go, I was able to download that digital drawing program that I told you guys that I couldn't download on this one. I figured out which one it was and went into the App Store and forced it in so that it wasn't coming from the other iPad. I thought that maybe this iPad, it didn't work on this one. That wasn't what it was. It was something else. So I did start working it, but what I need to do, I need to find some of the programs I can do the anime. I want to see if I can, draw some anime character. But I think I'm gonna try to draw one larger scale. I think first I'm gonna draw it out, like with a pencil, or the charcoals or whatever, however I'm gonna, on one of my sketch pads, and then I'm gonna take it from what I drew there and then try to put it on digital. And I might even film that actually. But y'all, I guess there's so much more that I could talk about. Maybe I should just briefly, let me just briefly talk about this one. This one really pissing me off. So for those of you who were here in February on the live where I got on here and had to cuss some hoes out. Well, apparently these same individuals are now going after one of my, favorite content creators, And y'all know I turned off yesterday. I really turned off yesterday. I was just like, I'm kind of over all the toxicity that people are spewing on the platform, Namaste. So anyway, it appears that jealousy, in my opinion, is causing people to try to get people going at each other or at this one content creator, because she's not beefing with who they don't like anymore. So now they're trying to make everybody go at this girl. Do you people have a life offline? Is your entire existence dependent upon this effing platform for you to feel like you are somebody? Because see, I'm somebody offline. I don't become somebody when I come on to YouTube. I'm already somebody off. But for some of these people, I guess YouTube is the place where you want to be the popular kid. Like, aren't y'all in your freaking 40s? Ain't y'all a little old for this? Y'all like going after these young women. The hateration is real. And stop body shaming, y'all. Come on. Okay. I mean, you have women who are heavier, and then you have women who are morbidly obese. If somebody is not morbidly obese, then why are you, instead of going at whatever they're roasting or talking point, your way of roasting is going at somebody's body and talking about what they look like. And generally, the people who are doing the talking have some issues of their own that they need to be concentrating on. I'm just saying. Y'all got it together up on this platform. You cannot be your entire life. See, I'm busy trying to bring things to the platform, affiliations, branding, and stuff to make my presence more known on here. It doesn't even have to be a bigger channel, just so that I get more attention on it in regards to the important issues that I'm talking about on here, because I'm not going to get on here and act ethical. Sorry, not sorry. That's just, that's not my personality. Even when I got on here and cursed those young ladies out, I was at a 2 or 3. Now, trust me, if y'all see me on a 10, it's probably about my kid and somebody going after him. Yeah, then I'll go to 100 at that point. But see, at that point, it's going to be probably passed online for me. I'm just saying. It'll probably be going past online for me. So, I don't even want to. So, that's why I just try to pay you people dirt. That's what I try. And that's what I think the folks this is what I told, my content creator friends, pay these folks dirt. Let me get out of here. I gotta be at work. Good morning. Well, 6:30. And yes, I know all I gotta do is get out of bed and come downstairs. But see, here's the thing. I gotta go get me some coffee first. So that means I need to be up earlier. I gotta be at least 45 minutes before I have to go to get my coffee, drink a little coffee, namaste moment. So 6:30 means I'm at 5. I'll see y'all on Friday, because Friday we got what? 2 broadcasts. I am working on some content for both this channel, and I am working on some content for the Purple Diva Den. So in the next couple of days, I'm not sure which one will come out first. I don't know if I'm going to put out the content for this channel or for that channel first. I'm working on both of them simultaneously. They'll both be out weekend. See y'all on Friday for Not So Random Chat and for Getting Verbal in the Den. We definitely have to continue the saucy, spicy, mature conversation over there. And I'll see y'all on Friday. Until then, you peace and blessings on the west side. I'll get out of here, you guys. Let me just pull up this outro so I am ready. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight's Not So Random Chat. But I'll see you guys the next time. Until then, peace and blessings from the west side. I'm out. Peace.